So I play against Justin Tang, who's a well, actually not Justin Ching. Like I said, he has a lot of reading power, and he's still young. I'm like already like 18, but he's still like a few years younger than I am. So in the game, I was black this time, and my rhythm was really disrupted when or I was going for the orthodox, right? And white approached here. So I'm like, screw that. I'm not gonna continue that because I didn't know as many variations in the magic sword. So I'm just like, hey, you know what? Let's ignore that. So this was what happened. Pretty much just like at this point. Notice how that doesn't work. So black is advantageous in terms of ladder. So I can't redo that, but there can be a running battle. So here I actually could have put the squeeze first, and then play over here. Should be just like that. And then proceeding that, and also play here. So that's going to be a promising game. But in the game, I probably play the wrong Doseki. And he connected. So this was a really painful running battle for me. Maybe I should have just ignored all of that, left those 2 stones. For some reason, I really wanted to run that out and attack this. But what I didn't realize was white actually got away with it. And now I have this weak group. I have my problems more than white does. So I decided to approach here first, reduce some of white's territory because as I saw this, right, I'm like, wow, this is like he has too much territory on the left now. I need to somehow get into that a little bit, but I also don't want to be close pincered. For example, I was playing like e4 or e3. I don't know much about these, right? So that's the thing. So I took the corner, and my head is falling down. Oh, okay. So I took the corner. Now I decided that it was time to make some complicated variations happening. By the way, I should probably advertise myself on OG's chat. Wait, what? Streaming live? Live on OGS. I'm so tired after the first week of school, so you can probably tell. But in this case, it was going to be a tough position for white here if I just play, like, for example, this, right? And that's what I want, to be honest. Because now I have this sort of situation, and I can just push through. And so that's nice. And that happens. But like if you place there, you can also play this, which might seem like something that makes more sense. Anyway, I'm playing the choices. I think my opponent is really likes fighting, so they would almost always go for the fighting variation. For example, now I cut, so this is when shit gets really complicated. you can't easily just play here, because otherwise there'll be a problem here. Like black can connect, and if there's no proper method to connect, then white will actually sacrifice these stones. I don't know why those are letters. Do. So yeah. White plays here. Black plays here. So pretty normal stuff so far. I'm trying to take the left side, the territory. Aw, somebody said I wish I could watch. Aw. So anyway, I thought I could easily just live here, and that was my plan, right? Because I thought it would be something like this. He may or may not play here just to separate me, and then I try to make sure I'm alive here, and then he plays this, and then I deal with my central group, right? Because my goal during this entire sequence was to reduce his territory. Now he doesn't. He barely has anything left, so he won't be happy by that. So white wanted to attack, but here he actually should have played this first. Now play here, right? So the peeping has its own science. Now I can play here. That really made a difference, because now white block, I can play here. White gets that peep. You'll later see the difference why. So here I was actually in game worried that he might just play here, and I guess I could still escape, but it would be pretty good for him. In this case, though, he really wants to kill me, so that was an intense experience. So he wanted to play here. Actually, I think the orders were swapped. It probably was like something like this when I was recording the game. Yeah. And I was surprised, right? Because this was going to be a capture race, and I'm like, hell yeah, why not? I might even win the capture race. So I just thought about playing this. So there was a bit of an order swap. White definitely blocked at h11 first. But anyway, this is what we ended up with. At this very moment, you can see how the existence of the J15 stone makes a difference, because of the agi, I can actually push here, and then white can play here, and then get an eye. So that was the story. And if you play here, then there's more chaos going on, right? So white might still be able to hold it, but for example, if white just plays here, what was that? Bum 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 bum. So black can actually win by 1 liberty. No matter what, I felt pretty good just by looking at that. Now, white caps from above at k4, because all he's left with is this huge wall on the outside, but even though it's not like absolutely perfect. But I've also enclosed many points from the top left, which just shows you how important reading is, because otherwise you're just gonna give all that away. So you can see for yourself, that was a huge corner. And by the way, if you just joined, please feel free to follow, subscribe, We love you. xhu98 is here for you. We're reviewing my games from the New Jersey Open, which was a national tournament this past weekend. So I blocked from behind. I just want to make sure I was alive. Here I misread a little bit because it turned out to be not working. I thought it would work because of this, right? Now I can erase that. Even if I play here, this still doesn't work. Like this, for example. So I missed it a little bit there, but it didn't hurt much. So now I can actually exploit that weakness. So when you really have the chance to do it, you should probably do it soon. Like later on in the game, you're not gonna get a chance to Atari there. But now if he connects, then I can actually hana it. So that's not gonna be great. Like you can argue, well, why can't I play this, right? Well, at first glance, it looks very good and comforting, but after that, this will be more painful for white. So even though black is in bad shape here, he actually is the dominant side. So white has to pull back, and I can take the stone for free. Now we have a slight leak in the system. So hear about the fact that he has this Moyo framework. I decided to play a little bit high at Q7. It could also have been a Q8, Q6. Sorry. This will also be pretty good. And this should get recomplicated because now white is trying his best to enclose territory. So there's still hope, right? So, he took my corner and wanted to keep enclosing that center, which I did. In retrospect, I should have maybe looked at that. That's good enough. So there are many ways I could have won this. So now he actually has this huge Moyo, right, which is concerning because I can feel it. Like he's catching up, and I don't want to see that happen. Honestly, at this point, I already enclosed like a huge top left. I just don't want the win to slip away from me because after that, it should have been game over. So that jumps out now. Keep in mind that how that affects the life and death of the H17 or K16 group, as you see. Now white plays at 018 in a desperate attempt to grab some territory because I had like 25 points in the corner, and it'll be very difficult for white to do anything if I just keep reducing the center and like solidifying my corners. So I decided to play at 017, white extends at N18. I played bamboo joint at M16. So in this case, there's actually a connection problem by white. Because even though L17 by black seems like a very, very dumb move, right? It's actually very attacking at this very moment. Because, first of all, as you can see, white cannot entirely connect his groups together. Even if they do that, same with this, obviously. Even something like that, which can connect everything, won't help in a life and death situation. For example, this, right? I play here, then that I can kill at the moment, I think. Even if I don't kill, I can just play here. So Black's not afraid of this battle. But again, though, he really want to get the corner, trying to save both groups at the same time. So White plays at p16. Now cuts. This is when the fun part begins, right? All of you guys want to see fighting. Want to see blood. Want to see codes. So I pushed through. That was the only option I have. White bent at q16. At this point, I think I have to block, right? I have to kill the stones. And we actually discussed whether White was able to play this, but we unanimously thought that even though this looked really bad for Black, it is still legitimate. So, and plus White only has like 6 liberties, so we're not that far off. Even just in terms of liberties, let alone eyes. So White plays at r17. Obviously, the one and only goal is to kill the right group. In this case, the marked black stones I was talking about. So crazy mode activated. White plays at n13, which is a nice move. But a larger problem now. White has 2 weak groups here, right? The O13 group and R13 group. You imagine how perfect they'll be together if the P13 stone was not there. So, White cannot block it anymore. Because if that happens, we simply have too many weaknesses. Does that make sense? So White has to jump out, try his best to kill Black. Of course, White can still also play here, but this, right? So it still don't work. It still won't work quite well. That's one thing. I mean, even after this, right? Even after this. Now, if you just play here, then this is nuts. Actually, here. So yeah, like either way, I would see White dying here. So White decided to have like one final struggle. But as I got myself ready, right? Because I need to play those Sente moves first. I was also running a long time. So this year, the New Jersey Open kind of took an approach that like the time is Fisher. So it's like 50 minutes of main time, plus like 10 seconds each move. Which is kind of weird, because I was like down to 2 minutes, and if I didn't respond quickly, then the clock will run out. So, White connects, Black blocks, White connects, Black connects, White connects. Here, I actually misread. I should have just, like, right here even. Never played that, because at this very moment, what confused me was the fact that this didn't work. I thought like this would be a disaster for White for sure, right? Like if you play here, then just like all over the place. But because of this Atari, the comments before the snapback, it helped. I mean, I guess it would help. That's the word. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. Obviously, I was running out of time also, so I tried reducing his liberties. Now, normally, if this is like okay, right? There won't be enough liberties for sure because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 1, 2, 3. But what happened later was very astonishing because he was trying to make code there. Normally, if I just played this, right, that would still be a snapback. But in this case, I thought capture from there would help. So it was almost a pass in a sense. And that's how the game was interesting because when you play here, you immediately take this, right? So no matter like what color threads you take, you can just like, for example, here, but I can also just like fix the number of code threads, That was one thing I didn't notice because in like a multi-step code, you can actually use some moves to fix your code threads, and that's a useful technique I didn't see here. So this shit got really intense. All the decisions were made in like 10 seconds each move, or maybe even under 5 seconds. So now actually there was a bit of a problem in the recording because oh, that's right. So this was the correct one. So white cut, right? This is basically turning into a huge code, right? Without either side realizing the fact that I shouldn't have just like captured filled in because it's so weird, right? It's so weird. So here, actually that didn't happen. I connected. No, or actually not that one. Either way, the result was this. I mean, it was something that had to do with this area, because in the game he could have thrown in and there'd be one more code thread, right? So there'd be 2 code threads, but instead there's 1. So in the game, this is what happened. When he Atari there, I just connected, so this was not a concern anymore. So now this is not a code thread, which is what happened in the game, because now after all the series of necessary steps, black can display a B19, so white is actually completely dead. Now if you look at this position, then black actually has just 1 more liberty, believe it or not. And all white is dead in this case. So that's when white resigned. But that was a really intense game. And that was game 3. I hope you guys enjoyed so far. Are there any questions? You guys have been quiet today. Just enjoying the lecture, hopefully. Anything I didn't explain clearly. I know there's a small error in my recording, but I was fairly certain that there was a huge code thread or code thread battle going on. Right, that game looks insane, right?